make sure that you have at least 3 to 6 months worth of cash built up in a savings account or hiding money inside your house in order to ensure that you can sustain unemployment for a long period of time. This is especially important that if you have 1 or 2 employers in your local area, that you make sure that you have enough cash to sustain that unemployment. Tip number 2, food shortages were a real big issue during the Depression. There were huge lines, and a lack of food created a lot of problems for people during the Depression. During the good times, make sure that you're buying a lot of your stuff in bulk and being able to store up this food or supplies inside your house, sustain a long period of time where you may go without food. Tip number 3, consider starting a garden. During the Depression, people had huge gardens, even though a lot of their homes were based in rural areas. Now that a lot of people live in suburban areas, you still need to focus on at least building some type of garden and providing some food for your family. Number 4, diversify your skill sets. Consider trading skills with your neighbors in order to diversify the things that you know, so that in order to get yourself through another depression or a recession, that you can provide income for your family. Tip number 5, be a supportive spouse. No matter whether you're the breadwinner or not, just be supportive of your spouse. I know in watching my grandparents go through 71 years of marriage before my grandpa died in 2012, I constantly saw that he was extremely supportive of my grandma, and vice versa. My grandma was supportive of my grandpa. I know that they went through multiple recessions to include the Great Depression, and I could tell that they didn't let many things bother them. So always remember, just like Renee Zellweger in Cinderella Man was supportive, just be supportive of your spouse. Number 6, pay off debt. While times are good, for instance right now the stock market is at over 21,000 at an all-time high. Interest rates right now are at 3.75%. A lot of people think that you should be accumulating more debt because the interest rates are so low right now. However, go against the norm. Consider paying off a lot of your debt like we are right now, and then waiting to invest in the stock market, so that when the stock market does go down or there's a dip or a recession, that you'll be able to buy more shares. Tip number 7, diversify your assets and get them working for you. Consider what assets that you have producing passive income streams for you. For instance, in our situation, I'm relying on the blog, I'm relying on Airbnb in order to provide us income. Don't be solely reliant on one source of income. In my situation, I know that our family is about 90% reliant on my primary income, so I'm continuing to increase the amount of passive income streams that I have that is not dependent on my sole job. So consider diversifying what assets you have working for you. Tip number 8, have you considered money hiding spots in your house? Don't be solely reliant on the banks that will always be there. Consider having spots inside your house that you specifically designated for emergencies and places that you can hide. In the video description below, I offer a lot of key tips from an article I wrote previously on tips that my grandparents had for hiding money in your house. So hopefully through these 8 tips that you've found that these tips are helpful for you and your family if we go into a recession, or even worse, a greater depression than the previous one from the 1920s and 30s. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks.